We are here with Meagan from Crystal Dynamics talking about Tomb Raider. Meagan, working on Tomb Raider, there's a lot of women working on the project. Rhiannon Pratchett is writing. How's that impacted with such a strong female character? Do you think that that's helped, having such a big female element to the team?
Absolutely. I mean, I think it's fantastic that we have not only Rihanna, but we also have, women devs on the team. They may, they're at work hard at their desk. They're maybe not so much in the spotlight, but I think that everything from, having insights into animation and how to animating a female to writing one, it's great.
We've seen some footage of the game, and there's a big element of survival in this in Tomb Raider. It's very different to the old games where it was a case of you would kill tigers, feel guilty about it, and that was the end of it. What's the differences here between the old game's survival and this kind of survival?
Well, we definitely want to keep what made Tomb Raider great in 1996 in the game, because there's no reason to throw out what made the franchise so successful. And some of that has to do with Lara, and obviously what makes her special. And then the other part is the 3 core pillars that is made Tomb Raider great. So those are going to be the combat, the traversal and exploration, and then the puzzle solving. So those are still all very much present in the game, but what we're doing is we're reimagining them with that lens of survival, and it's more of like a desperate, instinctual kind of primitive, just need to keep breathing. So that's what motivates Lara. It's how we look at pretty much everything in the game. So we look at the combat and we say, how can we make combat feel desperate and make it feel like an act of necessity and not necessarily an act of sport. Like, I'm going to go dinosaur hunting today.
Yes, exactly.
Which was one of my favorite moments in the game, by the way. But
yep, absolutely, mine too in Tomb Raider. Yep.
So, and it's also about how do we take tools of traversal and make it more, again, about necessity, about navigating to a certain area, and then looking at puzzles. How do we make them less about pressure plates and levers, and more about organic uses, and Lara being smart and resourceful and analyzing her environment and reappropriating it to her ends. So those core pillars are still there. It's just through that lens of survival.
Now, Camilla's the new performance and voice actress for Lara, and Lara's always been, she's always had face models and kind of promotional models and things. What was the audition process like for Camilla? Was it quite different for this time?
Well, it was funny because I know that she was one of the earliest people to audition, and she was temp VO even back 2 years ago, and the process continued of looking for the person and trying to find the voice and performance artist. And I know that they just kept finding people and trying them out, and they're like, nah, not a good fit, and they just kept coming back to Camilla, and eventually the team was just like, why are we looking still? We just keep coming back to Camilla, and she's fantastic. She's great. I really like the sort of youthfulness and rawness that she brings to the character. And
just to wrap things up, as a kind of silly question, if you will, you're stranded on a desert island, you've got to fight for the survival. Would you be more worried, you've got vicious animals and bandits everywhere, would you be more concerned with being eaten, being murdered, or how good you'd look in survival ravaged clothes?
I think being eaten sounds pretty horrible.
I think eaten's the worst.
I think I'd be pretty afraid of the wolves and random animals on the island. Yeah.